My parents decided to buy a greenhouse in their old age. Not your little hobby greenhouse, you're like 20 by 50 foot. We're going into business greenhouse. I'm like, what are you doing? The only problem is they needed someone to build it, and I live 20 minutes away, and I'm like, I don't think so. So my brother decides to fly an hour to their house to build a greenhouse. I pick him up at the airport, and I'm like, hey, Jeff, by the way, Mom and Dad, good news, Mom and Dad hired someone to build the greenhouse, so you can just be on a vacation. And he got upset. I was like, what's your problem? He said, listen, he says, all day long, I crunch data and I pass it on to somebody else. I just wanted to come and build something. What's going on for him? The same thing that was going on for a coworker of my wife who had lost his right hand in a work accident. And he told her, he said, you know what? If I could get my right hand back, I wouldn't. She's like, what? He says, yeah, because right now everything's a challenge. I got to figure out how to do everything. He said, to have my right hand back, life would be boring. What's going on there? Is that just what someone says who's lost their hand and they're trying to feel better? Well, psychologists would tell us, no, it's something different. It's the same thing that was going on for my brother. It's the same thing going on for Greg Mallory. It's a powerful need within us. It's the need for mastery or achievement, which also leads to competence. We want to be good at something. We want to struggle with something, and we want to make progress. The challenge today is a lot of jobs are not like a mountain. They're like this. They're like a treadmill. We burn a lot of energy, but at the end of the day, we don't have much to show for it. And so what we want to do is we want to turn treadmills into mountains. We want to make the job more motivational. We want to make the job meet that need for mastery and achievement. Well, how do we do that? Here's borrowing from some of the research from Csikszentmihalyi on intrinsic motivation in his book called Flow. There are basically three things that help a job become more motivational. And the first one is this: having clear goals or expectations. This is what happened to us partly on the mountain, is that we weren't going to the summit anymore, but we were going there, and that was clear, and I could see that, and it was motivating. There's got to be clear goals and expectations. At least one goal to go after. But coupled with that, it's got to be hard, but not too hard. Again, on the mountain, getting to the top was just too hard, so we didn't believe we could do it, and so we were not motivated. But there, I can get there, I can do that, and so if I believe that I can get to that clear goal, I'm going to go for it. But the last piece of the puzzle and kind of the linchpin is this: consistent feedback. Because people want to know, how am I doing? Am I making progress? How many here have ever loaded up the car with the kids and driven to Disneyland because you were trying to save money? A few of us. You only do that once, right? Because, on the way there, the kids are wanting to know, are we there yet? And you're trying to explain to a 3-year-old what 2 hours is. And you watch, Bug's Life and watch this and Little Mermaid, and we'll be there. Because they want feedback. Well, we know this. We know employees want feedback. We hear that all the time, but sometimes we don't maybe realize why they want feedback. They want feedback because they want to know, how am I doing? Am I making progress? Because I have a need inside of me for achievement, for mastery, for competence, and it's powerful. And so the question is this. It's a simple question that we want to ask ourselves on Monday morning. And it's simply this: who will I give feedback to? Because if you can't give feedback to an employee, guess what? They're on a treadmill. You want to find ways to get them on a mountain by adding a goal in, or maybe it's even a growth goal or something. But we want...
Lead well. JamesRobbins.com